Hey guys, and welcome back to the Money Game with AC. It's almost 15 minutes before the markets close in the US, and right now AMC is down almost 10% at 922. So there is a reason behind this huge drop on the day, and I'm going to go over the details around that and why I think this is an overreaction for this price drop. First of all, AMC CEO Aaron went on CNBC this morning and told the media that the company is asking or has asked for approval from shareholders, so you and me, to authorize another 500 million shares. So this is not new news. This is something, if you are holding AMC shares, you may have received a couple of weeks ago an email allowing you to vote on 6 items, and I think the first item on that list was about these 500 million shares issuance. Now, exactly what did he say? He said, the dilution is something we care about, but I will say we are formally asking approval from our shareholders to authorize another 500 million new shares that the company could issue if it wishes. Could issue if it wishes. There are a lot of benefits to our shareholders of having more authorized shares out on the market. We'll be sensitive to dilution issues, but at the same time, there is an opportunity to bolster our cash reserves, and there is an opportunity to buy back debt at a discount and pay deferred theater rents. There are a lot of good reasons for shareholders to give us the authority. So basically, if you pay close attention to what he's saying, he's using some cautious or cautionary words. Words like could issue if it wishes. So there is no confirmation on whether or not the company will actually dilute the shares, because whenever they issue this big amount of shares, of course it will increase the outstanding shares, meaning it will be a supply, and by the law of supply and demand, it will bring the price down. So that's why a lot of people are freaking out. But according to me, it's an overreaction, because this is really a backup plan. They are asking approval from investors because they own the company in order to maneuver the worst case scenario moving forward, especially with this post-recovery, this whole pandemic fight. Last year, AMC was 5 times closer to bankruptcy. They were able to secure $1 billion cash into, continue to sustain the operations throughout this year. As a matter of fact, they are burning $100 to $140 million every single month, and that is cash money. So even though some of the theaters are still are reopened, a lot of them are not opened or allowed to operate at full capacity, especially in New York and California. So from a business perspective, guys, this is really like a line of credit. It's really like a caution that AMC's company is seeking approval from the investors, so the owners, into, hey guys, in case this whole pandemic make a total U-turn, because even though we are experiencing or expecting to have almost all adults in the US be vaccinated by April, May, it may ended up having that the variants and everything bring us back to lockdowns at some of the countries in Europe. So if that happens, then we will continue to burn even more cash, and we'll have close to zero revenues, and that is not good for the outlook, because we are already heavily in debt, even though we have some cash. But in the meantime, we need to have some backup plan. So basically, they are saying we're not saying they will issue shares, because we are sensitive to the dilution, aspect of it, bring the price down and, worsening the outlook of the future of the company. But in the meantime, there is a lot of good things happening, because they are kind of, making sure in case that worst case scenario happens and we have to go back to lockdowns, then they'll have something to prevent them from filing bankruptcy. AMC is the biggest movie theater operator in the whole world. So to me, it's actually a good thing that they are paying attention to this and making sure the company is properly managed. And this is always good as a shareholder, as an investor. Now, the fact that they are sensitive to the dilution is because this is really like the worst thing, like the ultimate arm or the ultimate tool we have to use, because with the high short interest in this company, with the high amount of hedge funds attacking and betting against it, you don't want to use dilution, because it will totally bring the price to, I mean, it will be a worst case scenario for everyone, the business, the company, the employees, and the shareholders like you and me. So this is something they are really paying close attention to. So to me, it's an overreaction, because they are not saying they will do that. They just need approval from shareholders to increase the ceiling of the outstanding shares to be available in the market, because they will have to use that to raise capital in case things go south. But the numbers are backing up the fact that we are trending towards that situation, that scenario where, we will be fighting back, and this whole pandemic can be at least behind us, and we'll have kind of a sense of, our lives getting back to a normal this summer. So that's what I think, guys. Those are my 2 cents. But let me know what you think. Do you think this is an overreaction? Do you think we're actually, heading towards lower lows into AMC? Let me know, guys, in the comment section. Now, before ending, I want to look at something about institutional ownership on AMC. So today is April 1st, so we are officially into Q2 2021. And in Q1, so from January to March 2021, we had $68 million total into institutional buying AMC stock, and we had just $1 million institutional selling the stock. So we have a net $67 million into institution who actually bought the stock. This is good news, guys. It's not something that is huge, but it's good, and I will take any good news from AMC at this point. The fact that the retailers are the main holders of the AMC stock now, it's always good to be invested in a company where, institutional ownership, it's big, or it's getting big, because these companies, these firms, these banks, these hedge funds, whenever they buy a company stock, they are in for a decent amount of return. So I don't think they will be buying if they didn't think there was some kind of money to be made on AMC, at least for the short term. So short term or long term. So that's why I think it's a great news for AMC moving forward. Now, going back to the chart, actually the price is kind of increasing. We are now down just 8.86%, not 10%. So if we look at the 6-month chart, guys, it looks like we are kind of consolidating right here around the $10 mark. So if we remember, in February, when we did consolidate around 550, it was followed by an uptrend, almost double to 9, and then we kind of consolidated a little bit around 8, and then boom, went all the way to 14, almost doubling, and then went back now where we are kind of consolidating at 10. If it wasn't for the bad news that happened, or the news that happened today with this media kind of shedding light around something that wasn't really new, I think we're still be able to either close flat, maybe around 1021, or a little bit above 1021. But guys, it is what it is. It's part of the market. It's how things happens, so we'll just take it and continue to monitor it for you guys as we follow next week, because tomorrow is Good Friday, so the US market will be closed. All right, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.